Good morning, saints. How are you guys doing? I have one of my favorite worship songs playing in the background. It's called More by Mary Elise. And this episode of Launch the Jesus Initiative, it's going to be about more. Asking God for above average. Asking God for more. Having expectation on God delivering exactly the way He said He would in His Word. And the subject that we're going to be talking about on the Jesus Initiative Day is just believing God for more. Not just taking the first thing that comes your way, but just to believe God for more. That's it. Just ask Him for more. And have an expectation because He's God. He can do anything but fail. We ask for more of your power. Just believe God for more, ladies and gentlemen out there, brothers and sisters. Believe God for more. And what I want to get in today is about believing God for a godly mate. Don't just take the first thing that comes and approach you. This message is also for the fellas, because a lot of times people walk in with the expectation that it is women that always get misled, but the fellas get misled too. So I want to really just give a balanced presentation today about what to look for in a godly mate. Now, if you're a person that claims salvation and claim it as a lifestyle, you need someone that feels the same way. Now, whether you already have children or you planning to get married to that person that's saved, that really comes into play, especially when it comes to rearing your children. You have to have the same belief system so that you guys can be with one accord and walk together as two, because the Bible says that Jesus sent them out by two. And that just knowing that your family is a representation of what the culture of your house is, what you believe, what your value system is, where your faith line up is. And another area that you really have to think about when you're believing God for a mate, or you're entertaining dating someone, is to ask the tough questions. Are you a tither? Because I want to be blessed. Are you someone that will give me your spiritual resume? My grandmother was saved. I hear this all the time. My whole family's saved, and I went to church all my life. It's not about church. It's about kingdom. It's about relationship, not religion. So that's something that we really need to focus on as well. Another area that we need to look into is when you're thinking about a mate, dating, what is their prayer life like? The Bible is very clear when speaking about how a man is supposed to cover a woman and Christ is supposed to cover him. So you want someone that prays, that when times get hard, that they will not rely on the world system of thinking and reasoning. You need someone that has a cry out to God, someone that has a relationship. Something else that's very important if you're looking to be married is what kind of relationship do they have with their family? Do they honor their mother and their father? That's very important. Do they pray for their family in general? Are they someone that is family oriented, that does not have the spirit of division, but has the spirit of unity over their lives? Because when you marry someone, whatever is in their family will affect you some way, somehow. Whether it be it affects you in a way how your children may act, what they may see. So that's very important. Take the time to get to know a person's family. Take the time to get to know them. Find out simple things like, is it important that the family come together? Because the Bible says, do not forsake the fellowship. Do you go to a general assembly, local assembly weekly? Are you an attender of Bible study? The Bible says, study and show thyself approved. So you just really want to be selective about your mate. You want to be selective about the people that you entertain. And one of the traps that a lot of people fall into, I know a lot of times with the guys, because men's flesh sometimes, even women though, but a lot of times with men, it's very hard for them to discipline their flesh, because just the way they're made up, that's just who they are. So you want to make sure that you don't have someone that's tempting you. Ladies, you can be very attractive, very alluring without being provocative. The Bible talks about not letting you, not wearing something that will cause your brother to fall. and find out if this woman or man, but I'm just going to stick with the ladies this part, if she's dressing very provocative. Do she have wounds? Do she have issues where she does not feel valued but has to accentuate her natural assets to gain attention? So you want to be careful about that, because that could bring in the spirit of jealousy. So you just want to look for women. You want to look for and find out if this man does he have what he called so-called friends, a whole bunch of female friends. Does he have those? Are he the type of man that needs a lot of nurturing because he has wounds from rejection, not having a relationship with his mother? Sometimes men engage in sexual activities at an earlier age, so they're looking for that intimacy. And if you're sustaining from that while the dating process is going forward, is he's the type of guy that, you know, is prayed up, that's really in a place of God where he can be faithful over that, you know, sustaining from those kind of things. Also, what is very important is when men have female friends. I don't really actually have an issue with that. I mean, that's something that, you know, that's personal. I don't have an issue with that. I mean, over my lifetime, most of the time, I've had a lot of male friends. And the reason that I've had a lot of male friends, because I like just the clearness of it. If they like you, they like you as their friend. If they don't like you, they don't like you. So that's just the type of person I am. Because of the prophetic call that's on my life, I'm a very black and white thinking person. So men generally think like that. And I grew up around a lot of male cousins. So I was just easy to be friends with them. But one of the things that we have to listen and listen very attentive to when someone speaks, they will show you who they are. So I just want to just encourage you guys just to take your time, wait for the right mate. I heard the saying one time that it's better to have no mate than to have the wrong mate. And trust me, God is never late. He will send the right person, but you really have to be praying for it. And you have to learn how to marry yourself. You have to learn how to marry Christ and come as prepared as possible. No one's perfect. Nobody's going to walk in, oh, I'm totally perfect and now I'm ready for marriage. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is have a reasonable expectation on people when you engage in a dating scene, when you start dating. Excuse me. Have a reasonable expectation of who you are and be honest and forthcoming. If you're just dating just to say, you know, like, I'd like to see what's out there, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with dating different people. The issue comes in hand when you know, become intimate with them. So that's just one of the areas that you really need to think about. Also, what's very important, and I don't want to leave this out, it's good to have wise counsel, people that will pretty much give you good advice, and not just good advice, but just to keep you guided and aligned with the things of God. You want to have the right people talking to you and giving you advice. I always have counsel with my inner circle of intercessors, so that, like, if I'm missing something, because I'm not going to catch everything, I'm not God. So if I'm missing something, I have someone to kind of bring it in for me, you know, if I'm drifting out there. So that's very important. And just take your time, you know, enjoy the process and know that it's not going to come overnight. I mean, I've heard situations where it has come overnight, but in general times, most times it really doesn't happen like that. So I just want to encourage you again, be engaged in the things of God, be equipped in the things of God, and be excited about the things of God. And I just want to add this part, be expectant for God to give you more, because you deserve more. Don't just settle for anything, and just make sure that you take your time. And really, when those red flags pop up, don't ignore them because you like the way you look or you fall in love with their potential. Potential has nothing to do with the presence of God. Potential is nice when you thinking, oh, something could happen. God is going to do something that will happen. So that I just want to warn you and to safeguard you that don't fall in love with people's potential. Take your time, listen to what they say, and as my mother always told me, who they are surely will come out in time. I thank you. I ask you to share, subscribe, and like, and God bless you. And remember, believe God for more. Thank you. Bye-bye.